Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and let's talk about Disney because apparently a lot of people online are upset that Disney is spending $60 million for Frozen 3 and Frozen 4. So, like the actors, so Josh, Adina Menzel, and the other girl. Why am I drawing a blank on her name? Kristen, I believe is her name. They are all going to get $60 million each for Frozen 3 and Frozen 4. And a lot of people are kind of annoyed with that because it's like, what are we paying the actors for? And that's one thing about Hollywood that's destroying Hollywood too, is the overpayment of these actors. For what? It really doesn't make any sense that the person who either write or creates the characters that these actors are voicing or performing as get paid less than the performers. You get what I'm saying? Uh, if you're going to take stories from people who wrote it, if you're going to have these people animate these characters or whatever, shouldn't they be getting paid the money? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's unfair for these writers and creators and people who work on these movies to ask for a little bit more money because they're putting the work in. These actors are not, and that's always been a problem. I've never quite understood why an actor should get paid more than the people who are, especially when it comes to animation. The animators should be getting paid. The people who concept the characters should be getting paid. The people who have to rig model that kind of stuff should be getting a good decent salary. Those people should be making 5 to 6 million figures. And I understand some people like that's not sufficient enough. Well, it is when your company makes a lot of money. You know what I mean? Because why are you paying these actors 60 million a piece? So now you're wasting money. You're wasting money into slop. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the problem to me. I don't understand how you think that could be okay with, hey, let's let's put slop on the wall and see what sticks. No, it doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to understand that people are going to question this. Why do you feel the need that these three actors deserve to get paid $60 million? I understand it comes, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, back in the day, y'all wasn't even paying celebrity voice actors that much money. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, a lot of these actors they don't even they don't even do voice acting. They just do I'ma show up. You get what I'm saying? Like in recent memories, the A-list star was what Channing Tatum, who voiced a character from Demon Slayer, the leader of the dojo from Akaza's flashback or whatever. And you know, if you didn't tell me it was Channing Tatum, I wouldn't have known, because Channing Tatum changed his voice to, you know what I'm saying? It'd be different if you built the characters around the actor. Makes sense, kind of like how you had Robert Williams for Genie and how you built it and stuff like that. Because of that, and then on top of that, then if you're gonna pay $60 million, then y'all need to go ahead and pay $100 million to Robert Williams estate for Aladdin, Disney, because remember, you already lowballed him for that. You get what I'm saying? Like at some point, we're going to have to start understanding these budgets are just unsustainable, and that's the same thing with these actors. I don't care if they command that kind of money, but then guess what? We're not going with them. We're not going with them. I feel like for voice acting, an actor should probably get paid from between 1 million to maybe 3 million, 3.5 million, maybe. That's the limit. Anything else above that, that's crazy. That is crazy. Just like I always thought, like with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the reason why some of that money, a lot of that money off the top went to Robert Downey Jr. No, I don't think Robert Downey Jr. deserved all that money. You can get mad at a wall. You can be like, well, he did. Yeah, I get that he did Iron Man, but the people who wrote Iron Man, the script writer, the people who are actually taking the story. I mean, the people who actually wrote the stories, like the comic book writers who are still alive right now, the comic book artists who created those characters. They're getting what, 5,000. That's about it. Maybe 500. That's about it. Robert Downey Jr. gets 5% of the box office take all the time. Like, that's crazy. Or like, let's look at another instance with Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was paid what, about $50 million, I believe, for Wait, hold on. Let me make sure before I continue that one, because ooh, $10 million. I'm sorry, it was $10 million is what it was. He got paid $10 million for 15 minutes. For 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? 15 minutes for Spider-Man Homecoming, while Tom Holland was paid 50,000. And I understand a lot of people are gonna be like, well, Robert Downey Jr. is a big. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. At some point, we gotta stop spending excessive money on people. We spend, and that's the problem with Hollywood. They done spent so much excessive money on dumb shit, and just in general in life, we do spend excessive money on things that really aren't, um. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got distracted for like a second. In the middle of it. Oh Lord. Y'all already know we do it live. We do it live. We do it live. We do it live. But anyway, like I was saying, um I can understand people's confusion and frustration, because not only did you do a strike, you abandoned AI from using your artwork. Now you're talking about doing AI slop stuff. Now you're paying these actors who are just voicing the character. They're not even starring live action wise. They're not putting their life on the line. They're not doing a filming or whatever. They're not filming through two movies back to back. Um Now you're paying $60 million. I'm sorry, $60 million to voice some lines and sing a little bit. To me, that's definitely not worth that. That's definitely not worth that. And then you're gonna try to charge us, the audience, more money to go and watch it or whatever. That's just crazy work to me. I'm sorry, because no offense, Frozen 2 was trash. Frozen 2 was trash. Yes, it made that $1 billion, but let's be honest, did it become the phenomenon that Disney wanted? Not really. Not really. Who talks about any Frozen 2 songs? Raise your hand if you talk about Frozen 2 songs. No one talks about Frozen 2 songs. Nobody even remembers Frozen 2 music. You know what I'm saying? Um, Not like Let It Go and Love is an Open Door and Do You Wanna Build a Snowman? Like, be so for real. Be so for real. And then on top of that, it's just like, okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You already had Elsa abandon the kingdom because she felt like she was a spirit, which that doesn't make any sense. If you already have the elements, so you already have fire, water, wind, what? Fire, water, wind, and earth right there. Why do you need ice? How do you do ice? How do you do ice as the fifth element? Like, I'm sorry, I don't care what none of y'all say. Frozen, the true sequel to Frozen is from Once Upon a Time season 5, when they did Frozen, which a lot of people think they jumped the gun with that, but at the same time they gave a sequel that makes so much sense to Frozen than Frozen 2 did. I'm just being honest. Like, again, when you're wasting time like this, it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help anyone when you think you can just throw slop at the wall and see what sticks or whatever. Because what's the whole point of your actors? I mean, not your actors, but what's the whole point of your you know, what's the whole, oh Lord, hold on. Ooh, sorry. What's the whole point of your actors? Not actors, but your writers or your designers or your modders or your character designers. You get what I'm saying? What's the point of all them people putting all this work, their life on the line? Barely getting a little sum check that maybe can hold them over until the next movie, while your actors are getting paid this big sum. Why? Why? Why do you think that they need to get paid? So let's do the math. Let's do the math for that right quick, because a lot of y'all don't seem to understand how math works. So we got So we got $180 million being divided by these three actors. So that's $180 million right there. Plus I'm quite sure Adina Menzel probably gets probably about 2% of box office taken, because her character Elsa is the face of Frozen, and she's the singing voice and the voice of Elsa. So she's probably getting another what 20 million probably from that. Just depends on how it works. And on top of that, whatever royalty she gets from the music and stuff like that. So it's a lot. It's a lot, to be honest. And I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh yeah, this is great, when I can understand where people's frustration is coming from. Like, you can't really blame them for questioning why in the world are they getting paid and we're getting paid little. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing when you go to a job, a corporate job, and sometimes you wonder to yourself, you just like, now why in the hell is this person getting paid more than me, and I'm doing the most of the work, and they sitting on their ass just giggling and doing nothing, while I'm doing all the hard work, and I'm still getting paid chump change compared to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's the most weirdest thing. It's the most weirdest thing ever. So yeah, I mean, again, you can't blame people for being upset or just kind of crazy, like crazy, with not understanding why, you know, not understanding why Disney decided to make this decision. And I just don't think Disney thought about it neither, because people are just kind of like, what the hell, Disney? And, I know some people are thinking like, oh, it's Disney. They can do what, nobody's saying that they can't do whatever they want to. Nobody's not saying that at all. I hate when people be like, oh, no, you just trying to, no, nobody's saying that. What people are saying, that they think it's just a little bit too much, because that inflates the budget, because that money's coming from that budget. So that's already $180 million, and then we don't know how much production costs for Frozen 3 and Frozen 4. So, let's just look at the original. Let's see what the original cost um of the original Frozen. Um So the animated movie cost $150 million, Frozen, right? So how much did Frozen 2 cost to make? And then Frozen 2 also, they also said that was $150 million. So these movies are $150 million, $180. So if we add 180 plus 150 plus 150, so that's $480 million. So you have a production budget of $480 million, because you're doing Frozen 3 and 4 back to back in production cost. So you got $480 million right there. And again, you already have to take away the 180 right there already. So if we minus the 180, that leaves them with $300 million. So it is possible for them to make that money, but the thing about it is the character designer, is the modders who's working on it, is the animators who's going to animate it, are they going to get big bonus checks for it? Because I remember what Inside Out 2, they fired those people so they wouldn't get the bonus from the success of the box office. So are you going to do that to Frozen? Are you going to do that for Frozen 3 and Frozen 4? So like when these animators and modders and stuff like that, they make all this money, right? For when they make all this money and stuff like that, you know, when they make all that money, will they be able to get the bonuses that they're owed, or will they not get the bonuses at all? Because that's something you have to wonder. You have to wonder. And I can't blame people for like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. So it's just food for thought. It's just food for thought. You know how that goes. Just just a little bit of food for thought. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. We will see. We will see. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Are you guys gonna continue to watch the Frozen movies? I didn't watch Frozen 2. I'm probably not gonna watch Frozen 3 or Frozen 4. And the reason why, because Frozen 2 was stupid. The premise of it was stupid. And then when you hear people that spoiled the movie, I was just like, oh, Once Upon a Time did it better though. And then the first movie, when you really think about it, is just like it's another girl boss kind of thing, didn't need no man kind of thing. And I just wish that they did. I really kind of wish Elsa was the villain in the movie, and I kind of wish Anna had more agency, and I kind of wanted her to fall in love with a man. I wanted both sisters to fall in love with men. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can have Elsa fall in love with a man that can help her control her powers or something like that. That would have been great. So you have both of these sisters on a journey while Elsa was learning how to down trying to control her powers or whatever, while meeting the Ice Queen. This is how I would have did it. Since we're not going to make Elsa the bad guy, what I would have did is I would have put in the fact that they would have been facing off against the Ice Queen, who was awakened by Elsa's magic. And you have a guy that was that's controlled by Elsa, who, I mean, not Elsa, but by the Ice Queen, to come and manipulate Elsa into relinquishing her powers so that she can become the supreme Ice Queen or whatever and stuff like that. And along the way, they kind of learn to fall in love with each other, and then she kind of learns how her powers work or whatever, while he learns to not let the Ice Queen control him, that kind of stuff, whatever. And then while you have Anna and Kristoff, trying to journey to find Elsa because of the eternal winter and stuff like that. Kind of like a parallel of how different situations, love can bloom from there, while also still, having faith in each other's sisterly bond. That's just my personal opinion on that whole situation. But yeah, I better wrap this up. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.